Hey guys, my name is Brenda Cole. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be going over my February wrap-up. So you guys know the drill. Let's just jump into all the books that I read in the month of February. So I am going to try to go in order as I read these. So the first book I read was Kingdom of the Wicked by Karen Moscacco. This is very dark and gothic and has really cool witchiness to it too. But we follow two twin witches, and one twin ends up dead, and then so we're following the other twin sister who is trying to figure out what happened to her sister and who killed her sister. So she accidentally ends up getting herself tied to a prince of hell, and there's different princes of hell for lust, gluttony, so 7 different sins, and that was really fun and gothic and very interesting. Like, I cannot wait to pick up the second book, which I think comes out in October. I will probably for sure be picking up that book. So I gave this 4 stars, maybe even 4.5 stars, because it was so good. I've come to realize that I love Karen Moscacco's writing and her worlds. I just recently read Stalking Jack the Ripper by her, and I really need to get into the other ones in that series because I really do like her writing. Another thing that you really don't hear about Kingdom of the Wicked is the main character is a chef. She likes coming up with all these different concoctions on, like, with oil and different ways to cook fish and just things like that, and I really much appreciated that because I am a chef myself, and also you don't get to see that quality in a main character a lot in YA books or in books in general. So I really enjoyed this. So like I said, I gave this 4, maybe even 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed Kingdom of the Wicked. So the next 2 books I read was The Traitor's Game and The Deceiver's Heart by Jennifer Nelson, and as you can tell, I no longer physically own these because I have unhauled them. I'm giving them like 2 to 3 stars. Like, they weren't bad, but they weren't good either, and I really don't see myself like continuing on and reading the third book because I really just lost interest in them. But Traitor's Game is the first book, and The Deceiver's Heart is the second book. I reread The Traitor's Game because I read this probably when it first came out, and I gave it like 5 stars. I really enjoyed it when I first read it, but this time I was bored. I didn't like the main character. It was very quick paced, and I don't know, I just really didn't enjoy the world at all this time. And so I buddy read these books, so I wanted to continue into the second one since I already had it, so I can buddy read it with my friend. I just didn't enjoy it. I just really didn't enjoy it. There's a lot of different themes going on, but there's a lot of different things that are not explained, but it's just like, oh, this is how it is. And so that's all I'm really going to say about those 2 books. I didn't really enjoy them. I've unhauled them. They're gone. So let's go on to the next books that I read. Then another book I really didn't like, From the Earth to the Shadows. I'm giving it 3 stars. This is the second book in the duology, From the Blade to the Heart by Amanda Hawking, I'm sure. I'll put it up here. I've forgotten. But again, another book I have already unhauled because I really don't like it, and I'm giving it like 2 stars. I didn't like any of the characters. I really liked the first book, but the second book was just not where it's at. So I'm not going to keep something on my shelves or physically keep something when I didn't enjoy it. Okay, sorry guys if the angle changed a little bit. I had a train come through. I live literally right beside a train track, and so I had to take a minute, and it took forever. It took 25 minutes for that train to come through. So anyways, probably my favorite book that I read this month was The Emperor of Gold by S.A. Charbolti. This is 5 stars. Absolutely amazing. I did do a whole weekend reading vlog talking about The Emperor of Gold. This is 3rd book in the City of Brass trilogy, so we finally got an ending, and oh my gosh guys, I love this so much. I love every single one of these characters, and honestly, this book series probably has one of the best, most realistic love triangles I've ever read, and that's considering I read some of Cassandra Clare's books, which I feel like one of her book series has a good love triangle, a realistic love triangle, but this really has a realistic love triangle in it, and I love it so much, and I'm so glad that we finally got a conclusion to the City of Brass. And I don't know, I'm heartbroken because we're over and we're not in these characters' heads and seeing what they're doing, but I'm also really happy with the ending. It was what I needed. I don't know, I'm just like, I'm so happy to have read this book, and like I said, it's probably probably going to be on my top favorites of the year, even though we're at the beginning of the year, because I love this so much and I'm so glad that I finally got to it. This book was also on my list of books I wanted to read before June. Then I read Rosebound by J.J. Marshall and J.R. Warden. I love this book. This was given to me by the authors for a review, and I have posted my review, so go over to Goodreads and check that out. I'm giving it 4 stars. You have a lot of gods and just different like magical creatures like vampires, gods, werewolves, a lot of like deceit, sex, lust, drugs. I mean, I love this book so much, and I can't wait to see like what the next books go from where we ended in this one, because let me tell you, we left on a huge cliffhanger, and I'm so excited to hopefully be getting to the next one. I know they're not going to publish the next one anytime soon, probably in 2022, probably. And I don't know, I'm just really excited to see where these authors go, because I really enjoyed this book. So I don't know what happened in the month of February. I decided I wanted to do a lot of rereading. So the first book that I reread was White Hot Kiss by Jennifer A. Nielsen. This follows Layla, who is half gargoyle, half demon, and she comes in contact with Ross, and she has a thing for her best friend Zane. And this is just a lot of fun. It was 5 stars when I first time I read it. It's been 5 stars every single time that I've read it, including this one. I'm not going to talk about this too much, because everybody knows on my channel, if you've been here at any length of time, that I love Jennifer A. Nielsen books, and so that probably brings up the reason why I read Obsidian, also by Jennifer A. Nielsen. This is the first book in her Lux series, because I wanted to go back and revisit these characters, and honestly I probably want to jump into the second book in this one and the second book in this one, because my best friend Lauren is reading this series and reading it with her and getting to talk to her about it, because they all kind of like jumbled together when I've read them a long time ago, so I forget the details in each one of them. So it's been fun rereading them with her and seeing her perspective of Jennifer A. Nielsen, one of my all-time favorite authors, probably one of my top all-time favorite authors. And yeah, so both of these were 5 stars and rereads. Staying on my reread train, I did reread A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Wings and Ruin, the second and third book in the ACOTAR series by Sarah J. Maas, because A Court of Silver Flames just recently came out and I want to jump into that. I did reread these in November, but I wanted to jump back into them because everybody else was before A Court of Silver Flames came out, and so I just wanted to be in that mindset to go into that book and be refreshed, even though technically I was refreshed from November. I just love these books so much, and I don't have to justify the reason why I wanted to reread these. I just wanted to. You know, sometimes it's good to jump back into favorite books, but both of these were 5 stars for sure. So I did have one DNF this month, was Storm Sirened by Mary Weber. It just wasn't up my alley. I didn't like it, and it was too fast paced for personally my liking in that, and I just couldn't connect to the main character. I have a weekend reading vlog where I also read The Emperor of Gold, where I DNF'd that book because I really just didn't like it. So we're going to pass through that. And then the next book I read was Frail Eternity. This is by Melissa Marr. This is in the Wicked Lovely series. We follow a different main character. These are so fun and great. And I read these. This was a reread, guys, but it's been a while since I read this. I'm giving it 4 stars. I love getting back into characters' minds that I already know, but it's always fun when you haven't read these in a while, and I hopefully will be picking up the next one because I don't know, I just forgot every single one of these, and I'm glad that I have continued to pick these up and reread them. So the last book, but certainly not least, I finally read Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, the second book in the Six of Crows duology, and this was absolutely brilliant, guys. I'm giving it like 4.5 stars. It's not 5-star book for me, but it's like 4.5 stars. I really did enjoy this book a lot. So we're following 6 main different characters, and I think my favorite character, just because if I had to really pick one, was Mateus. I love him so much. He's such a fun, unique, different character, and very like, he's a soldier and he tries to stand up to like his upbringing and what he was, and I don't know, I just love Mateus so much. I love every single one of these characters so much. It was unreal how much I enjoyed every single one of these characters, like the Emperor of Gold, but Mateus probably was my like a little bit over over my favorite. And so, like I said, 4 to 4.5 stars. So guys, that's all the books that I read in the month of February. I think I had 12 on this list, which was really good, especially with the month of February being a little bit on the shorter side with only 28 days. But I'm so glad that I'm like in this really good reading mood. Now March, I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to be reading yet. Hopefully by the time that I film my March TBR, I know what I'm reading. But yeah, I'm really glad that I got some of my bigger books off my list and reread some of my favorites. And it was just a fun month, and I did 2 different reading vlogs, and I don't know, I'm really enjoying my upload schedule. I upload every Tuesday and Thursdays, and then I have an extra video thrown in there, like TBRs and wrap-ups and things like that sometimes. And I don't know, I'm just really liking my YouTube channel right now. I'm really enjoying it. But anyways, guys, without further ado, my name is Brenda Cole. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing everybody soon in my next video. Bye!